The, the African Union's Agenda 2063 speaks about the Africa we want. That's their brand mantra. And in this book, Deconstructing Brand Africa, a practitioner's perspective, I say we need to go a step further to say we also need to create the Africa they want, because the Africa we want is our brand identity. But then we also need to worry about the perceptions that external stakeholders, and by the way also including our own citizenry, perceive this Africa that we say it is the Africa we want. And then beyond that, then we also need to look at how, as Africans, whether on the continent or in the diaspora, communicate key messaging on Africa. Now the question is, how do we do that? This is where this book comes in, to say, how do we brand position Africa in such a way that it will be perceived positively by all the stakeholders, both internal and external, but also how do we position it as a viable destination for tourism and also for investment. And beyond that, how do we brand position made in Africa service and product brands so that we help to open foreign market access for them? So this book's response to that, to say what are the guidelines that we need to follow in us being able to effectively brand Africa positively. How do we change this narrative on Africa? Because right now, the perception is that Africa is renowned for famine, for dictatorships, for poverty, for underdevelopment. And now we are seeing there are so many things that are happening that are positive on this continent. And now it is our responsibility to communicate such successes to the world, because ultimately Africa is the last frontier. And we also need to promote our continental economic integration project through the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. So this book is about promoting those economic opportunities accruing from the operationalization of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement. And I'm honored to say that the Secretary General of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, Wamkele Mene, wrote the foreword to this book, and this was coming out of his speech at our last year's Africa Month celebration, where he was a keynote speaker. Get this book, it retails for $4.95. Follow us on social media, your Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and grab yourself a copy. Those who prefer ebooks, the book is available on Amazon. And if you want to order a book directly from a retail outlet, you can go to Take a Lot. You will be able to find a copy. But where possible, and this is where we encourage you to do, buy it directly from us, as 75% of our print run is sold directly. That's your book.